our guest was like leaning back and like you could barely hear.
Whenever you're ready.
Gotcha.
Ready?
Yeah, I can hear it too.
All right. All right, now we walk. Yeah, sorry. Let me start that again here. And now we welcome on our very special guest as we turn the page to March, Ryan Hammer. Ryan, thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate you for having me. Local too. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, we can start right off that. By the way, I also, because this is going to be put in the episode, we also have to introduce LB, guest co-host for this one. You'll probably be on that too, but like, might as well say you're here.
Fine. Hey.
Yeah. Was it for when Zoe Brooks was here? I didn't introduce you, and then you just came in like, yeah, LB's here by the way too.
Yeah, no, I was. If you weren't going to say anything, I was just going to say NLB.
Yeah, my bad. So, but yeah, no, you mentioned that you're local, which is great. Which I didn't know. So how this kind of happened is I saw your Trapezoid of Excellence video probably about like 2 years ago, and like I watched it. It almost became like an episode, I think, for me. Like every once in a while, I'd go on Instagram and check, like, all right, who does he have today, so I can like talk about it on the podcast. And I never referenced you. I just said this guy has a Trapezoid of Excellence, and I was like, no, I should give him credit. Like he works hard for this, so like let me. And then I reached out to you, and you're here, and I found out you're from New Jersey. And even just talking before this here, we're only 5 years apart. We just missed each other in high school, but that's pretty cool.
This guy is definitely here.
Yeah,
I'm definitely here. Exactly.
So. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry,
I don't care.
As this guy.
Yeah, I'm sure people have said far worse about me without me knowing, so don't worry about it.
So I guess that's the first thing, right, that we could talk about before getting into the actual basketball stuff. You do these videos. They're all statistic driven. You talk about, and you even say in the videos, like, I'm not saying so-and-so is going to win, but how often do you get like DMs or messages about like, I think I know Duke's top team. I'm also a big Duke fan. I'm wearing Duke stuff, but like, how often do you get like, I guess, hate messages about like, I followed your trapezoid, I followed your other video, like, Duke was supposed to go all the way, and then they first round exit. Like, what the hell, man? Like,
all the time.
Yeah,
literally all the time. Every March, like I am a very anxious person in general. Yeah. March especially, and especially now that I tell people, like you said, like if I make a bracket or whatever, like my bracket, for example, was terrible last year because I didn't listen to my own suggestions and statistics and videos. I just I'm going with my heart. Like I don't care. It's March and crazy stuff happens. And people also forget that part of like in sports in general, but especially college basketball, like you really can't predict anything, especially in the tournament. But people message me all the time. I know how to deal with it at this point, and especially like public comments and replies. Yeah, I will answer every single one if it's like a aggressive hate comment. Yeah, because that's like crossing the line. If you DM me, I'm just not going to answer. Like it's pretty simple.
Sorry about that.
No, it's cool. If it's like I said, if it's public, I'll give it right back. I got no problem doing that.
No, I like that. I do, and obviously I'm just kidding. I'm not all for like the public hate, but I just. Again, I've loved your stuff just because I am such a basketball head. Like we're basketball coaches, I love any time you can mesh the analytics and the statistics with like actual play on the field that may predict something that happened. So like I guess rewind back to New Jersey. We're all here. We played. I'm assuming you played high school basketball.
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
No.
So how did?
Okay.
I lost my credibility over here.
No, I was like, wow, this guy is great. No.
I can play. I can hoop. Like I can definitely hoop. I play more now than I ever have. I played soccer and basketball and a bunch of other things, but those two mostly growing up. And going into high school, I was 5'1" at most, maybe 5 feet tall, maybe a little bit. So I was like, you know what? Like, and I was much better at soccer anyway. And I was like, I can definitely play in college. I can maybe be after that. Like, let me just play soccer and not play basketball. I should have played both because I'm not super tall, but I hit like a 10-inch growth spurt from freshman year to junior year, so I would have been fine. I think I'm a decent basketball player now. At least I know I'm athletic. I've played a ton of sports my whole life, but yeah, no playing experience after like middle school and AAU or whatever and stuff like that. So
I would have loved a 10-inch growth spurt in high school as well.
Me too, guys.
I want another one.
Yeah. Even at 6'6", I'm still like, I could still use another one. I'd love to, just play like Wemby style basketball, like just stand by the basket and dunk it. But
no, I was also a soccer basketball player.
Nice.
I was able to play both in college too. But soccer is, he gives me like 45 seconds every time I'm on this for
it's
just
grown.
Like soccer seconds.
We call it soccer seconds. Yeah,
that's actually what this pod's going to be. It's just
Yeah.
gonna be like,
so, you guys want to take over and talk soccer?
Listen, I can. Let's go.
That's going to be a long podcast for Nick here.
Everton just played Liverpool today. It's the last time they're ever going to play.
Do you have a team, by the way?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Shut up.
There you
You're an Arsenal fan?
I'm an Arsenal
There you
Let's
go.
go. There we go.
Wait, bad news today. Kai Havertz is out for the season.
Yeah, not good.
It's not good. However, like I said, Liverpool just dropped points.
Yeah, sure.
So
We ain't catching him.
So you're.
So there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance. Though.
So you found a way to sneak soccer seconds in. Good for you, Lauren.
Yeah.
I'm proud of
Guys,
you on this
you-
one.
You're
So.
welcome.
Exactly.
You can thank Ryan for the assist on that one.
Thanks.
So
This
yeah,
is
that
good.
was.
This is great. Now we can talk about Arsenal all day.
So
Easy.
did you end up going on to play college in high school and soccer in college? You said.
Yeah,
Okay.
I played college, then a little afterwards.
Okay.
A
A little afterwards,
like in
semi-pro?
between, like semi-pro,
Oh, nice.
in like locally, and then I thought about playing in like second or third tier in like Sweden and Europe, but like you
That's
get
awesome.
paid like I was like I'm not gonna play professionally forever. It'd be
Yeah.
a fun experience, but I was like I had like a health things going on and
Yeah.
stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this, and I wasn't good enough for it to pan out anyway. So
It's a different animal overseas. So I not known about me. I'm a sports agent. I used to represent players. I now do coaches, but I represented players that did the lower tier overseas. I had one G League player, but for the lower tier, it's tough. Like you have to be fully committed. So I could totally respect the fact that you're like, you know what, semi-pro locally is fun. To commit that and like go there and risk not getting paid for like actually playing, like probably not worth it. So yeah, I mean, good for you, man. That's awesome.
it's good that I was made aware of what it was gonna be before I even went for a trial and even just like try out and stuff like that. I was like, okay, not for me. Even if I make it, I'm good.
All right. So what semi-pro team did you play for in New Jersey?
Local team FC Monmouth. And
FC.
then
Okay, I was just I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
their first couple of seasons, it is semi-pro. I mean, it is like I guess technically the fourth tier MPSL. I'm not sure how it works now, something like that. But I played there, and I was gonna go play in Connecticut for a little while, but I did not do that.
How long did you play for FC Monmouth?
Only did 2 seasons. I definitely did the inaugural season. I remember it was the first year of the team, and then I might have done the second year. I don't even remember.
What years were those? Do you remember?
Great question.
Great question. Well, no, I only asked.
So it was like 2018 is my guess.
Okay.
I think I went to a couple of games because I taught.
Something like
I taught one of the owner's son in fourth grade, so I was at a bunch of those games.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if Kate was there too. My
Kate,
sister,
yeah.
she did athletic training for the team on occasion.
Probably.
So no, I was just trying to say that like small world type of thing. The fact
Yeah.
that you're even from New Jersey, I was just like,
So funny.
When I literally messaged you and I told you to meet at the studio with Shared Universe. Thank you guys again in Bellworks, Homedale, New Jersey. When I said to me here, oh yeah, like what'd you say, like 10 minutes away? I was just like,
Yeah.
New Jersey guy. Okay, like cool. Like I was expecting like a Zoom call, like something, but no, I was excited to hear that. So mad respect to New Jersey and
Hell yeah.
cool journey. So one thing that we did talk about before coming together here is your fandom, and I said you do a good job of not showing it so much in your videos, but I found out that you are a Maryland guy. How did that start? Where like do you still carry that fandom despite like doing all the neutrals type of videos, or?
For sure. People
Yeah.
don't know how like I grew up in a sports family, like many of us have,
Yeah.
obviously, and we're New Jersey people. Like I'm a fiery fan for sure.
Yep.
I've definitely mellowed out throughout the years, especially in college basketball. No, because this is the whole thing. Like Maryland won, Jets, Mets, Rangers, Arsenal. My teams don't win; they never succeed. They fit. So I'm the youngest of 3 boys, also. So I have just like they're all angry all the time, especially with the Jets, and I'm like, y'all are putting way too much like. Of your life and soul into this, and like I care, I would die for team like the Jets to win Super Bowl and like certain teams to win titles and stuff, but it's just not worth my mental health and sanity.
Yeah.
Maryland though, I was about I almost forgot. I was like 8 or 9, and I'm like 10 or 11, and my oldest brother started going to Maryland.
Oh, nice.
When Jimmer, Steph were in college, like 07,
wow.
08ish, something like that.
Okay.
So I would go visit him. I'd watch Grievous Vasquez, Maryland play in the ACC, so Duke, Carolina, like the good old days. And then college basketball in general was awesome. So that's how I became Maryland fan and also a college basketball fan too.
Nice. So first thing, I don't think it's called mellowing out. I think that's just called beating down when you root for all
Yeah.
those teams and they constantly lose.
That's a fair play. Yeah. No, I still care. I just like
Yeah.
like when the Jets lose a ridiculous game or some of that, or Arsenal, or whatever, like Maryland, I just sit there and I go, oof, that is rough. She
You
gets
wanna-
with Arsenal.
No,
I've been doing this for years. Yeah.
Arsenal.
No,
is
she's still a
just-
fiery fan. She gets so mad for like 2 days.
Well, they're good
No,
now.
it's-
That's because they're good now. Yeah.
But we've been through like a lot with Arsenal, so like
Yeah.
once you start having expectations, it kind of just stinks. But I don't. Yeah, I don't let it. I'm not mad for 2 days.
Oh, I'm
That's
not that far
nuts.
off you guys. I'm just one of those people that still believe I'm
He's
a
a
Cowboy
Cowboys
fan.
fan,
So
so
it's
it's-
kind of
Yeah, no, you're
all
already
yours.
past where I am. You're
Yeah.
it's over. It's wrapped.
Exactly.
I'm the worst fan in America. I root for the Cowboys, Yankees, Duke. I don't
Lakers,
have a,
right?
No, I don't
Okay.
have. I actually hated the Lakers growing up because my dad went to school with David Robinson, so
Oh.
like big Spurs fan.
Fair
But no, I can't stand the Lakers. But the fact they got Luka, we've addressed that so much over the last month that we can't go back to it. But you mentioned Maryland no longer part of the ACC.
Yeah.
You guys really haven't done much in the Big Ten. Should they come back to like reignite rivalries? Like with everything moving around now, I think the door should be open. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's weird because like if you look at the geography is irrelevant at this point. Obviously, Washington, Oregon, UCLA, USC. But
Stanford coming over, it's crazy.
right, and but before that, I would have said yeah maybe. But now because geography is not a concern, because like realistically, Penn State, Rutgers, maybe Penn State, but like Rutgers and Maryland have no right being in the Big Ten. Like they're like Rutgers back to the Big East. Well, maybe with football it might be tricky, but Maryland back to the ACC and stuff. But
Notre Dame does it though.
Say again?
Like, Notre Dame does it. Independent football,
they're
basketball, ACC. So like,
I'm not like I like college football, but I just don't get the independent stuff. It makes no sense to
I
me.
hate
It's
Notre
so
Dame,
stupid.
so it's fine. I was just throwing out there as an example.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of with you there. But I do think like Maryland and Duke should have a home and home. And Maryland
that.
says that Shire and Duke won't schedule it, and then Duke says Maryland won't schedule it. Like it's all a bunch of BS. But they should definitely schedule those home and home rivalries. I think they're awesome in like November and stuff. It's so
Yeah,
much fun.
I
So.
remember those games.
I would love those games. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, those buzzer beater. I can like.
he
I
mentioned
remember.
Grievous Vasquez. Like, you got to remember, like,
Legends.
you remember when he said it was his house, and then things didn't go so well for him. That was fun for us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude,
I
relax.
am also a Duke
Yeah,
fan.
get out of here. Come on. Yeah,
That
jeez.
wasn't mentioned before. Also a Duke fan.
Yeah.
I blame my dad. It's a similar story. Like he went down to Cameron, so it's like
Fair enough.
And
Whatever.
he brought back a Duke jersey, and it was like all I remember.
Yeah.
So watching Shane Battier, that's who I grew up with, and it was.
At least it's in your roots. Like it's deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some
Yeah.
people
I didn't
just
just
are like,
choose it.
yeah.
Well, I didn't just choose it either. My dad was a basketball coach. My same situation. My dad was a basketball coach. He watched like videos of Coach K's practices and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and he
yeah.
kind of tried emulating it. So I was, a young kid watching those old school '90s videos, like Coach K practices, and I was just like, okay, I like this guy. And then we started watching games, and that's how it grew. So yeah, Lauren, I saw that look over here. Don't try that.
I know.
Yeah. So you take your fandom of college basketball and you grow this business video, like however you want to phrase it, this social media storm there where you're disseminating. There we go. I don't know. That's too big of a word.
no
You're
idea
sharing facts with your fans out there. How did you stumble upon that? Like how did that develop, I guess?
Yeah. Pandemic hit. TikTok's starting to grow a lot.
Yep.
Obviously, you've seen a ton of people and different influencers across the entire world but like sports also. I think has created a lot of upcoming analysts and stuff. I was doing videos on all sports. I was so bored in my house. I was like, oh my God, I'm so bored. And I had just started a new job at the time, relatively new also. And I was bored. So it was the NFL offseason, I think it was, or something like that, one of the years. And I was writing on a whiteboard, basically, like salary cap figures and trades and stuff like that. And then that led into like the season and into March, towards March at least. And I knew college basketball and like NBA draft are both, that was my thing. Like I knew that was always going to be it. And I started posting things about like these are teams that historically succeed in the tournament and stuff, and it worked. And like people were like, "Oh my God, like this guy was right." And like it was just like history of numbers. It's not me saying I was right. Like it's just the data was right. And people, but that is kind of what took it off. And my account grew at the time. It felt great. It was like from like a couple of thousand, 5,000, whatever, to like 30,000. And TikTok, viral videos grow very easily. And but it took off from there, and I went into the draft, and then I did some general sports stuff every now and then. But I was like, I gotta just dive in on college basketball and for the end draft and stuff. But it's taken a lot of changes, a lot of big growing and learning experience for sure. Because like I said, I was literally filming myself, terrible quality, like no energy, no personality behind the camera speaking, and just like doing stuff. And now like it's crazy. Like all this editing that I do, and like I see the industry and all these random things. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm there with you. So don't worry about it. Like I just remember I listened back to some of the old episodes of the podcast. I'm just like, holy shit, we're terrible. So like, yeah, no, it's cool to see that. I guess like let's focus on this year, right? Where we turn the chapter. First of all, Super Bowl. We're recording this obviously before this gets released. Super Bowl not too long ago. Do you like it? You're a sports guy, or you're?
Yeah, I watched. I'm a sports guy. I hate I went to school basically in Philly, so I hate the Eagles. I also didn't care. I don't know why. I just didn't care who was going to win, and the Chiefs keep winning, and I'm fine with that. And the Eagles win, like the fans are psychos, and let them be happy. This is their livelihood. Like if they don't win, like their lives are ruined. So like you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah, their city burns down no matter what, basically.
Yeah,
win, lose, Philly's like on fire.
No winning in that situation ever.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess again, like I said, turn the chapter, post Super Bowl. Obviously, everybody can go, and I highly recommend if you haven't already, go watch his videos, TikTok, Instagram. I think it's at Ryan Hammer, right, or is it underscore somewhere?
Ryan Hammer 9, I think, and 09 on Twitter, something like that. Yeah, people will find it. They'll find it.
So we'll make sure we tag you in it. Don't worry about it. It'll be there. Definitely go watch his videos. Who do you got? Like, you know, heading into March and everything, or heading into March because that's when this is gonna be released. Like, who do you have going in there? I mean, obviously, I'm a big Duke guy. Statistically, even based off of your videos, I see they're up there, and every time I see them, I'm like, yes, baby, this is the year. Like, let's go. You're giving me false hope. No big deal. I won't tweet mean things at you.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
I'll just send them in the DMs.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
right,
so.
exactly.
There you go. But yeah, so like, who do you have based on your numbers, based on your heart?
Oh, those are two different questions.
Exactly,
those are two different questions.
why
I always pick with my heart in some level in March. I don't think the tournament and brackets are fun if you don't do that and pick random upsets that you just like feel in your gut. Also, you're not going to win if you don't have certain things like that. It's just not fun. Like people were like, you picked New Mexico last year. I don't care. I literally don't care. Like I felt the vibes. National title at least. I have been thinking more with my brain this year than ever. I usually have a national champion like right about now, and I'm like, this is definitely the team. I don't. That's why I started saying that.
I was ready for the secret sauce. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Well, I'll tell you teams that I like. Auburn, Duke, and Houston met statistically. I never push statistics to the side. Definitely use them. They have been like statistically 3 of the best teams ever in every efficiency database. I think that's because of the progress that the sport has made in general, and coaches are getting smarter with analytics and numbers and data and stuff like that. But nonetheless, 3 of the highest rated teams ever. So those 3 are very hard to deny, and they've shown that they can beat anybody. Houston, maybe a little less, but you kind of just trust the Houston.
Anybody
too. You can kind of just trust the Houston system a little bit. Also, you know that what you get out of them. But Auburn and Duke all season long have been like next level, so it's hard to say not them. But there are also teams like Florida has been playing really good. I doubted Florida I still doubt them. I just don't know what it is in my head. Like
you're not alone.
No, I just can't I just don't know what it is in my head. I can't get behind Florida yet, even though I think they're awesome. I just don't know exactly how to pinpoint why. Alabama,
I feel for Florida.
Maybe.
Not to cut you off there, sorry,
You're
but
good,
like Florida is just a look to me. Like for whatever reason, the way they play the game, like they win, but I'm just like it looks awkward. It looks sloppy at times, and it's just like
But a win's a win.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That's
if you're grinding out wins, doesn't matter how you do it.
We call it outside the coach's box. This is like there's coaches that come on here, and we all say the same thing. Wins a win, but I agree with you. Like it just doesn't look super satisfying.
It's the eye test for sure because statistically they're good in everything. There's no holes in them. But I feel like they don't like control the pace of games. They don't control the style. Like if they're playing Alabama, it's going to be 105 to 100. If they're playing Houston, it's going to be 65 to 60, and they can win all those games. I don't like that because I want them to play their game, and I want like Alabama. I don't think they're going to win the national title because they just go, and they don't like defend enough. But like they know how they want to win, and they do it at a pretty high level, to be fair. So it's hard to go against that. But like I said, Auburn and Duke, Houston's there. I would have said Iowa State before their skid. I still think they.
I mean, you're wearing the sweatshirt today. Like,
very comfortable.
You can't say no to them, though.
No,
you're supporting them
I just don't know if they can win a national title. They've showed that they get on too cold of streaks every now and then, and that worries me. So, but realistically, I can name a million teams. Obviously, those 3 teams at the top. I find it hard not to pick one of those 3, and I usually go for an underdog. I usually go for like a Texas a couple of years ago. Houston wasn't really an underdog last year, but majority of people were not picking them. Like the Gonzagas usually and stuff like that. The teams that I know that don't win, I always go for them because I'm like, I want to see them win so bad, and they never win. So
Yeah.
So you're probably gonna hate this about me, but my worst quality is that I hate the mid majors. I loathe mid majors. Yeah, it's not even like a bit anymore. It's like a few like a thing. Like I can't stand.
With like a passion.
I'm like, give me all blue bloods all day. I went to the Final Four in New Orleans. Unfortunately, did not go well for my Dukies, but I went to that one and it was the blue bloods.
Nova, Kansas.
I was like, let's go. It was almost the worst trip ever, by the way. Cause Duke
you watched Caleb Love, right? That was that. Yeah, nice.
So I watched Duke lose. Thanks, Ryan. No, so I watched Duke lose to North Carolina. Then North Carolina dominate Kansas in the first half. Luckily, it went the other way in the second half. Luckily for me, but no, like that's a Final Four I want to see. I want to see competitive basketball. Like I've seen Gonzaga. Like again, when I think of Gonzaga, I think of as my childhood. I think of Adam Morrison crying on the basketball court, and I was actually laughing at that because I'm an evil person. I think of Butler and chucking up that Hail Mary against Duke and missing it, and seeing Gordon Hayward crumble to the ground. I'm like, haha, let's go.
It's one of the most iconic moments in history.
Yeah,
but like Gonzaga. Are you talking about like mid-majors as in non-powers, or because Gonzaga is closer to a blue blood than they are mid-major to my eyes?
So that's my theory, right? About teams like Butler and everything. Like they're mid-majors till they're not anymore. Like when you say Butler and the fact that they're in the Big East now, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like I'm like, that's not a mid-major anymore. Like
no,
they've outgrown their status. So
it's tough because like even people, we have this conversation on like social media a lot. Like we as in college basketball, like community and stuff, and people talk about like the Midwest, Mountain West teams of San Diego State, New Mexico, etc., Nevada, all those teams. Like to me, those aren't true mid majors. They're obviously not power teams. But the same thing for like Dayton and VCU. But like, where do you draw the line? Like, because some teams have kind of been doing that for a while, and it's hard to do that. But like when you said mid major, instantly in my head I thought of like Drake and Belmont and like teams like that, and those are like legit mid majors.
Yeah, teams that are not there every year are definitely teams I'm just like that spot could go to an ACC team, and like it'd be more competitive than a 78 to 50 blowout.
That takes out like all of the
you miss out on the
passion
UMBC things.
and like that's the point of the tournament.
And in a year like this,
and
a year like this, like the bubble teams are notoriously bad. Like they are awful. Carolina is terrible.
Yes,
SMU is
are
not
they even a bubble team.
They are. They still are
They
because
should be
name only.
in a trash can.
Exactly. but to her point, like the bubble's so bad,
Yeah.
and there are teams like in the Big West, UC San Diego and UC Irvine. If you watch the videos, you see me talk about them. Like they're both really good, and like those two teams should be in over Carolina and SMU and Georgia because Carolina's going to have like 14 losses by the time they get through the conference tournament, and they don't deserve to be in the tournament.
They
no
might
matter
have
what
more.
happens.
They
Exactly.
might have more.
They might just lose out at this rate. But like that, so I differ from you for the most part, but it is situational. Like some years there are good bubble teams, some years there's not.
I like to go based off of eye test as well as statistics. So yeah, like North Carolina to me is hot garbage. They do not deserve to, and I'm not just saying as a Duke fan. Like you watch them play, they're terrible. I don't know how.
The Clemson game yesterday or Monday was their performance was disgusting.
Yeah, I quite honestly, and I'm never I'm a coach's guy. I'm not. I've come on this podcast and said I'm not a proponent for saying like fire so and so, but to me it surprises me in this day and age with NIL and all that stuff how much UNC and Hubert Davis struggle to get talent in there to continue have success.
I posed that question to you couple days ago.
Should he be gone?
Yeah.
And
how long does he actually have?
He's got to turn it around. I think he kind of gave himself an out when he said that like they're gonna bring in a GM and do all that fun stuff to like try
Crazy.
But
and it's another former Carolina. Like it's the same, changes nothing.
Yeah,
right?
It does not.
He also gets like Mike Woodson's a great example of like when programs hire ex players strictly because they were ex players. Like Hubert Davis would not have gotten the Carolina job. He was on staff too, but Woodson would not have gotten the IU job if he wasn't an IU guy. And Penny Hardaway is kind of different, I guess, because he's been okay, but whatever. Patrick Ewing at
Shire's
Georgetown.
also an exception too, though.
He was like groomed for the position, though. But most ex players, they have too long of a leash, and because the schools don't want to make one of their own look bad, and it ends up wasting time. And like Carolina, they can't waste time, and Indiana maybe can a little more, even though their fans are fed up with it. But like Carolina, like they should be winning national championships. And you said with the talent thing, like their roster, I don't care how bad their bigs are, like their roster is very good. They have some of the best guards in the country. Before the season, I was looking at them and Alabama together. I'm like, there's no group of guards better than these two teams. Like Ian Jackson, Elliot Cadeau, RJ Davis should be an All-American, but he's playing not like an All-American to say the least.
No. RJ Davis, New Jersey kid too, right?
Yep.
Like
So is Elliot too, I think. Yeah.
I believe so.
It's just frustrating to watch. Like I don't care if Carolina wins or loses. It's just frustrating to watch. Like talent, they play with no style.
Just the talent in the ACC, I think in general, just kind of the competition. It's not like I don't know. I want that rivalry. I want it to be buzzer beaters every single time. That's like what a competitor wants, and the fact that we're not getting it is kind of it's upsetting.
I don't disagree with you, but again, my theory behind the Truman majors, right, to bring it back to that a little bit, is just like because that's where it started. I know I lost track of how we got into this too, but like the talent at these schools, I feel will outplay a lot of like high-end mid-major teams, and that's essentially. And you mentioned a few, right? And I get it. Your UC Irvines are like schools like that will get in, and they probably will win. You know, they'll probably be like an 11 seed, beat a 7 seed, etc. We see it every year, but to me, I'd rather get like one of these not bad, like mediocre. Right? I'm not saying UNC. Like
Georgia is a good example. I just mentioned before, sure.
Georgia, like get Georgia in there, even though I can't stand the SEC, and we can touch that on a sec, but like. If you get Georgia in there as like a 15, 16 seed, it'd probably be the first like major conference to ever have a 16 seed since like, back before we even get thought in our parents' eyes, right? Or whatever. Like before then, they didn't have 70-something schools in there, but they would probably give a tougher game to a number 1 seed instead of, and I get winning the number 1 seed, you're supposed to have like an easier schedule, but it'd still be a tougher game for a 1 seed than.
If they were going to give them 16 spots, it's another conversation. Because like Georgia, when you look at Georgia versus, I'm just going to spitball, who could be the 16s this year? Like Colgate or American and like Morehead State. Like Georgia's obviously a million times better than those teams, so that's why they're 11 or 12 or 10 as a playing game instead they have to play a 5, 6, or 7 or something like that. It just depends. Like in a vacuum, I'm probably the opposite of you. I think the small, like Indiana State last year, they went to the NIT finals and almost won. Yeah. Like they should have been in the tournament last year. I know that their resume on paper like was a spot or two out, and they deserve to be a spot or two out based on how that they seed teams and select them. But I feel like the committee's got to do something to be like, we got to give a grain of salt. They're playing against MVC teams for half their season. They can't control that. They can't win every game by 40. It's not going to happen. Like it's impossible.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Look, I know I'm in the very, very small minority on this when I talk about how much I hate mid-majors, but every year I see one, and it just like, and I call it trauma, whatever, because Duke at number 2
Lehigh,
lost.
Mercer.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Damn, Ryan's hitting below the belt today. All right, that's not cool. I started it, to be fair, but no, it's those two teams in particular. Growing up, seeing those, especially some of the better Duke teams that I liked, like lose to those early in the round. I'm like, get these guys out of here. I'd rather lose to like an Indiana. No, it is brutal seeing that.
It's fair. It's fair. I get it.
But then it's not March Madness, so you're asking for something completely different.
Yeah, I'm asking for the champion league of basketball. Okay,
the Final Four. I'm with you, by the way. That Final Four was electric. It was amazing. Yeah. But the tournament in its entirety of getting in and stuff, I'm not on. Like when Loyola Chicago got to the Final Four, I loved every second of it. I knew they were going to lose in the Final Four. Everyone knew that they were going to lose right there. But like if they would have lost in the Elite Eight and then had a blue blood or a big team, like it would have been just as sweet.
Yeah. I'm not completely cold-hearted. Like, seeing another major team lose to a mid-major brings me joy. Like, seeing Kentucky lose to them.
Yeah, as long as it's not funny. You. Yeah.
No, that's exactly it. Like, that's really it. I'm a spiteful person, I guess, at nature. Yeah. No, but I mentioned the SEC earlier. Everybody's talking about how they're projected to get, season record or tournament record, 13 teams in. Do you think that in this current iteration of college sports, we're seeing a bleeding of football into basketball where there's this all of a sudden this SEC Big Ten bias in college basketball of like even the rankings putting teams in there, whereas some of those teams may not be as good, or maybe we're talking about first round exits, but because they only play in the SEC and Big Ten, college is like, no, we need to get them in there.
I'd say no, because I think football obviously affects everything, and basketball a little bit, but football is, especially in the SEC and South, it's supreme. Yeah. Like you said, they might have 13, 14 schools, whatever. Texas and OU without Oklahoma, without football, like they don't go to the SEC. So they don't have 2 extra, because those are 2 tournament teams. Like 2 extra tournament teams and 2 more quality teams to boost the resume of the entire conference. I also think that football down there, and in the Big Ten also, the spending and resources is at like an unfathomable level. Like people don't understand. Like Friday Night Lights, Buddy Garrity, times like a million, like how much money and resources they have for football.
Great
and
reference, by the way.
Great. I rewatched it recently, so it's still in my head. But people don't realize how much that leaks into it. And when the donors are done with football season, like some of them go away, but a lot of them go to basketball after that, or they donate to athletics in general. So basketball also benefits to recruiting in the portal. Like Alabama is able to give a kid $1 million that Rutgers can't. So like he went to Alabama and stuff like that, and it makes the teams and the conferences and the conference better. And if you can't keep up with the Alabama and the Auburn and whatever, Tennessee, they all keep up with each other. But if you can't keep up with them, like you can't be in the conference. So they all force themselves to keep up.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I'm more on the girl side though. Like, and you look at the Big East, and probably like Nova doesn't have a football team, and they are losing big players. It just happened to the women's team where she went to Iowa. So I think it is also hurting, the other smaller teams, and I don't know.
And that's how you become a mid-major right there.
No, you're right though.
I'm not a huge fan of it. But
you're totally right.
Yeah, it's like
the Big East is a great example. They don't have football. Like there's a couple of teams that have some, what is it, FCS, FBS, I forget how it works. But
like UConn's, I think, an independent. And
right. But like it's irrelevant. And like UConn is special because the men's and women's basketball sides
so good.
Attract enough of to get resources and culture and stuff. But you mentioned Butler before, and like DePaul and Villanova, like these small schools and like private schools, like they're not going to have, they don't have a football team, and they're not going to have funding for basketball on just basketball alone to put them on the level to recruit next to Alabama and stuff. So it's tough. Yeah. So it's tough to win, and that's why you're seeing the SEC, the Big Ten, take leaps ahead of the Big East, the ACC, and stuff. Yeah. So,
I mean, when's the last time any of them won a championship though? Like, shouldn't that matter? Like,
great point.
Big Ten hasn't won one. Yeah. I know Big Ten hasn't won since 2000. That was Michigan State. I know they've been in it a few times. Michigan's lost. SEC, their last winner was
Kentucky
12.
Yeah. And it's a good point.
Big East ACC, and
it's a great point. People always go to like championships, which is fair. Like at the end of the day, everyone's trying to win a national championship. But at the same time, like there's 364 teams.
Yeah. One
team's gonna win a championship. So like to me at least, success isn't winning a national championship, because like
that's fair.
Like I said, not the Big East fans would be like, dude, Big East still runs college basketball. We won two in a row. Nova got us a few years ago. UConn 2 more before that. I'm like, right, but half of your league is garbage and they don't get in the tournament. Like they're terrible. So it's a double-edged sword, and I think everyone's biased in some way. So
no, my cousin Ryan, who was almost here because he's a big East guy. He married into a Big East family too. He was a Duke guy growing up, but then when he came back from he went to Sacred Heart, and when he came back home, he started rooting for more like local teams, with Big East teams, and then he married his wife, who her entire family went to Providence. So like he basically he's a bandwagon, like he's a big Johnny's guy, but he's a bandwagon Big East guy. So like he roots for the Big East, but at the tournament he'll root for Providence.
And this is Patino's second season, so
which he historically does well.
Historically great second seasons.
Second seasons are crazy for him.
Yeah, he's wild. They're good too. So
they are good.
Yeah.
Still, the Big East, like I don't know, it's weird. NIL stuff, everything, the funding, all that. It's crazy, but it's weird.
Has any coach, speaking of NIL and stuff like that, has any coach ever come up to you and asked you to do some of the analytics stuff for them because of the numbers? Yeah, okay, so that's a yes.
No, I'm listening.
No, I thought you were just giving me a yes already. So have they done that? Because I know, even some of the coaching clients that I know, they do analytics for the NBA teams and stuff like that. So I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if a coach hasn't come up to you yet.
Yeah, it's come at different levels. Obviously, you need to have some kind of relationship connection, social media or something, to meet them somewhere. Which at this point, I've met a lot of them and stuff. But some coaches are still anti-numbers and anti-analytics, and they will be out about that, which is gonna, it's gonna be your own downfall. Fine by me. Mm-hmm. Answer your question, yes, small handful at least.
Yeah.
Whether it's there's a couple of coaches off the top of my head I know that or just text me on a Friday at 11 p.m. I'm like, brother, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You focus on your game tomorroh. My numbers aren't going to help you change your game plan for tomorrow morning.
They're not?
But yeah, exactly. But no, there are a few that reach out and stuff like that. So a lot of them, the big schools have analytics guys on staff. If they have 12 assistant coaches, 2 of them are video film guys only and nothing else, and then 2 of them are analytics and numbers guys and nothing else. And to your point, NBA uses it a lot. They use it for draft prospects a lot too. So yes, the smaller schools are more adamant about it with me. But there are a couple of majors that one in the Big Ten, two in the Big Ten. Actually, I forgot the Pac-12. Two in the Big Ten. Yeah, two in the Big Ten that asked me a lot, and like it won't be consistent cadence or anything like that. Like they just ask me, and it's one thing that it's not the business I'm in at least right now. So I'm happy to give answers and talk to them and stuff. So
would you ever like turn if like somebody came to you and it's like, hey, we want to make you like analytics guy? Like, is that something that you'd be interested in?
I don't know. It depends.
It's not an interview.
Depends on the school.
Way,
no, yeah. It depends on the school. Like, I'd consider it. It's tough because, like, and not even just for that, for other things. Like, I want to give up everything that I've built audience-wise because, like, I'm obviously not going to go talk about how other teams can get better if I'm working for another team.
You're not?
No, I'm not going to do that. But if teams do want like private, like almost like consultant stuff, like maybe that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Consultancy is huge.
Yeah.
Do you have anything before we get to some segments here?
No.
Cool. So one segment we want to get to, we're going to play a little bit of a name game for you because you have probably one of the best all-time names that you, like if you I was finding out on this episode that you didn't play basketball in high school, but if you did and you like lived above the rim, like I can only imagine like Ryan Hammer hammers one down or something like it's just an all-time like great name for sport. So like kudos to you.
That's basically what I said. He was like, I'm interviewing Ryan Hammer. I was like, that's a great name.
Yeah, hand down, great name.
Yeah.
2024, 25, they always come out with a list of like, you know, best names in college basketball.
Ooh, yeah.
I have them here. I'm going to pull out my phone.
Yeah.
Can you, I'll give you.
Oh, God.
Like
I couldn't even
props right now. I actually have
for what team they're on or something like that. I know some of them probably, but
I actually have props for you.
A
gift for you here if you can get a certain number. I'll keep that number in my head.
Okay.
But can you get me? There's six names that I'm looking at. Can you get me at least three of them?
Three what? Like teams they're on or something?
No,
or?
3 of their names. Can you give me the names of these guys?
The top 6?
Yeah, top 6.
Man, I mean, there's so many players in the country.
I'll give you this the team, and you can try to give me the
fine.
How about
Fine.
that? Rhode Island. URI.
Yeah, I know who it is too.
Initials.
No, I forgot his name. I don't know.
I'll give you initials for it. I'll give a hint per one. AW.
Always right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know it.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea what
crazy name, amazing name by the way.
Yeah.
Always, I love that.
Probably not something. I mean, you're married. I'm not, but it's probably a name that he's probably not going to be fond of later on in life when he does marry someone.
He might not. It
might be always wrong.
Maybe they call him Allie or something. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, Oregon.
Supreme Cook.
Oh,
I knew he was going to be on there. I was going to guess him. It's a great name.
That first of all might be the best name.
He's good too. He's not bad. Yeah.
Liberty.
Ooh, I've seen it before. I know Liberty's good too. I don't know it. I'm not gonna be able to get it.
KY.
Am I gonna be able to get it? I'm gonna pass because I don't want to take too much time. I'm not sure who it is.
Right. Some of these names, it's hard because I should just.
Once you get into like the schools where I'm like, ooh, I don't know that.
All right, NC Central.
I'm not gonna remember the team. When you say the name, I'll remember it because I've seen the list before. But I'm not gonna be able to name it. No way.
All right, Utah Tech.
No, I want
TR.
TR.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
No, you got to give it to me. It's tough.
All right, so I'll go back after and give you the ones I didn't give you.
I'm gonna be pissed too.
So
when I hear
NC
these.
Central was Po Boy King.
Love that name.
Yeah.
Seen that one.
Liberty was Caillou.
That one I would not have gotten. No
yeah.
shot. Caillou.
Terrible childhood TV show when probably even past when we were
That's
younger.
like
Terrible
all
time,
I could think of.
Utah Tech was Tennessee Rainwater.
Oh, I did know that one. Damn.
Kansas City.
Love that.
Kansas City. Oh.
Initials GG.
Yeah. I know it is. It's the same. Gob Gob.
Yeah, there you go. You got 3.
Gob.
So because you got 3.
Take it.
You get this book right here. It's from co-host Big D. It's called Out of Bounds. I'll hold it to the video right here. Out of Bounds.
Sweet.
He's a coach in the New Jersey area, and I don't know if you're a reader or not, but
I will be now.
There you go. It's a good one. He signed
that.
it for you too, so you have a signed copy.
Wow.
We make special appearances in there too.
Feel free to promote it on any video you have out there too. But
gladly,
I do too actually, but on the back.
I said we.
Oh, you did say we?
I did.
I thought you said I did.
No,
Sorry.
I was part of that coaching staff.
I needed a book for my plane ride next week, so I'm
there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Thanks.
And where are you going next week, by the way?
I'm going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
That'll be interesting.
I noticed that you started going out to a lot of these games. That seems like a lot of fun.
Trying to do more, yeah. It's I feel like it's like the next level for me of stuff to do stuff with that is unique and like modern traditional reporters and writers don't obviously do.
Yeah.
Trying to connect with the guys also while I'm still on their close to their age at least and stuff like that. And but yeah, it's been cool. So
I'm glad that you're hanging on to that because it goes by real quick.
I know. That's why I'm like,
the closer you get to 30.
I'm like, let me do it now so that in 10 years, when I'm clearly too old to be doing this, it's okay because I've been doing it, so I can keep doing it. So yeah.
No, for sure. What's your favorite place you've been to so far? Before we get to our last segment here,
Like town or like stadium or
we'll say stadium.
Stadium
or arena, whatever.
Chapel Hill was cool. That was awesome because like it's one of the meccas. It's one of the meccas. No, it's just because one of the meccas of the sport.
Going to the Dean Dome, I'm assuming had to be pretty cool. Like even as a Duke fan, like I'd want to go. I mean, I'd go see a Duke UNC game there, which I'd have to give up my both my kidneys probably. But to get to that game in the Dean Dome would be fun to do. So. That's cool.
It's cool there. And then Baylor also, just because they have a brand new stadium. I was there like 3 weeks after it opened. Small, but super, super cool down in Waco and really tight to the court, like a soccer stadium kind of. So
don't they have like a unique design on their court too, or am I thinking of somewhere else?
Not anymore, I don't think. Oh. Or I don't know. No, I don't think so.
I thought they used to. I'm thinking of Oregon that has the trees.
Yeah.
Color scheme, wrong team. That's what I'm going to say.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so the reason why I was asking about places is because that was up for our starting five. We are moving to our last segment. It's called Starting Five. And we are going to do the starting five of players, college basketball players, what they've only done in their college career over the last 25 years. So anybody that played from the year 2000 on. We do it snake style. Gotcha. So I'll give you the choice of either first or third, and then Lauren and I will do like rock, paper, scissors for the second choice. So.
I'll go three. I'll let you guys, you know what?
Go three?
I think usually the guests would say I'll just take one, or they get one. I'll give you three.
That's upper game strat. I respect that because you get
no strategy. I'm just want to see who you guys. I guess it is strategy. Sure.
All right, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Not says shoot. We don't do that.
No, I hate says.
All right.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You want first, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I'll go one.
All right, that means I get two. All right, let's hear it.
All right,
I'll write down the list
right off the bat, I'm going Kevin Durant.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, he was a one and done, right, in college?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I wouldn't want him. I'm going to take Shane Battier for Duke.
Doesn't matter.
Duke captain, national champion.
Kevin
Hard
Durant's
not to take him.
Season was fantastic.
I get two then now,
Shane
right?
Battier, yeah.
I will take Anthony Davis at the 5. 1 year also, don't care.
Yeah. Well, he was a national champion. That's different than like Kevin Durant.
No.
That's fair. And I will take. Ooh, that's tough. I'll take Kemba Walker for the vibes.
Okay.
Cardiac Kemba was one of the best college basketball players.
He was on my list. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in Durham and take none other than JJ Redick. Because most lethal shooter in the college game to ever play. Yeah, well, former ACC all-time ACC point leader too. So,
all right.
I might have to get off my Dookies at this point. I don't know.
Well,
it's gonna be hard. So.
I'm gonna hop on. I'm gonna take Zion.
Oh, Zion's a good. I loved Zion in college.
I'm gonna take Zion, and then I will. Since you took JJ, I'm gonna take Steph.
Okay, that's a Steph at Davidson.
Yeah.
Babyface assassin. I'm actually going to dip into the one and done pool as well, but I'm also going to take a national champion like Ryan here, and I'm going to take Carmelo Anthony.
Respect, yeah. I respect that.
What he did for that Syracuse run was absolutely insane.
Yeah. I got a 1 and a 5. I'm looking at my phone like I have anything on here that I can use. All the players got taken already. I'll take Tyler Hansbrough. Hasn't gotten taken yet, right?
I was never going to take him. You're going to have him.
Yeah.
I'll take Tyler Hansbrough.
I didn't even.
I'll take Gerald Henderson just because at this point.
Tyler Hansbrough. And honestly, the best player that I can remember witnessing really in the last 10, 15 years is Buddy Hield. I think he gets underrated too all the time when you talk about how good he was. I'll take Buddy Hield at my 2 spot.
That's a really good pick.
I didn't even go positions at this point.
I'm starting to think positions. No, that's good. So I'd probably put Carmelo at the 3, Shane at the 4, and JJ's obviously 2. So I got a 1 and 5 left. That means for my 1, I'm going to take 1 first. No, I'm going to take 5 first because I don't think you'll take my 1. And that's going to be Emeka Okafor. Dude was an absolute beast for UConn in college. Unfortunately, he was part of the team that beat Duke, I think, in in 2001 when he went 2004 in the Final Four. I'm trying to go way back, but yeah, that's how much.
I'm taking point guards
I'm
now.
taking Emeka Okafor, so yeah.
Point guard.
You're not even
Steph
come
Curry.
close to my guy, so
I
it's
think
fine.
I'm gonna take Trey Young.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Not my guy.
That's my
That's
guy
a good
right
one.
there.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Trey Young.
Oklahoma
and then,
guy, rare Oklahoma guy too, because they don't. When you think Oklahoma,
Buddy Hield.
you don't think basketball. Oh, that's right. My bad.
There's a couple more,
I
too.
overthought
I
him
need
just
to-
like
We're not done
so-
yet. We're not. There's a
No,
couple
I know.
more.
I need to grab my last one, and I have to get a national championship. So
Ooh.
I think I have to go back to my Dookies and get Jay Williams.
Yeah,
Respect that.
Jay Williams was not the point guard I was thinking of because I feel like I have too many Dookies at this point. I want to spread the love. This guy played for a national championship, lost, and that's Derrick Rose. I mean, he obviously had a much stronger, although short, NBA career, but what he did in college was still fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I got one left, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
one left.
I need a 3 or maybe a 2, but he healed the 3. I'm going to get another bucket. Maybe we got too many buckets. I'm going to take Michael Beasley, maybe one of the best scorers in
good.
college history, maybe
Absolutely.
the best
I
scorer
like
in
that.
college history. So I'll take him.
Absolutely. No, that's a really good pick.
I feel like I want to see these teams head to head now. This is a good.
Well, let's
this
make
is
it
a
happen.
good
Just
starting
call it.
point.
Yeah,
let's
just start calling.
make it go.
JJ might be a little busy right now. He's in season, but I mean,
He's the
Derek's
only one.
retired, so we can get.
I'm sure we
him.
can get a
Yeah.
simulation. There's someone out there that could do a
NBA
simulation.
2K,
of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
somebody out there. Somebody want to give us NBA 2K? You want to give us a sponsorship and a simulation? That'd be great. God, I miss the old college basketball video game too. That'd be so cool to run back. But
Oh, yeah.
oh well, we got college football this year, maybe college basketball. But anyway, Ryan, seriously, thank you so much for coming on. Really
sure.
appreciate it. Again, if you don't do it already, please go watch this guy's videos. They are absolutely phenomenal. Remember, he's not responsible for you guys losing your bracket.
No,
when
seriously.
I picked Duke to win for the 20th year in a row, he's not responsible for me doing that.
I've never won a bracket. I would never
yeah.
even.
Same. No, I've never
Yeah.
won. Yeah, never
And
will.
although, again, not to plug them because they're free, you're sponsored by a certain sports book. That's, but he's not responsible for you losing bets either. Okay, just so you know, because I know those people are crazy too. I used to deal with that. I don't anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously, thank you so much. Appreciate
Of course. Appreciate you having me on for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really nice getting to talk, chat, get to know you more. So thanks.
For sure. Yeah. More Arsenal talk.
Oh,
it. Yeah,
More footy.
I mean, if you want, you're more than welcome to come on throughout March, and we can talk basketball, and we can, since
Listen,
you're local, we can go grab a beer
yeah.
and watch some games, and
Sure.
It's
you
like
guys can go
shameless
talk
plug.
Arsenal. Yeah.
HOC House of Chung,
Yeah.
Arsenal fan, and they also sponsor FC Monmouth.
Yeah.
So that's my.
We'll
Sign me up
We'll have to go. Wait, you're not in Alpin anymore. You're saying though.
Shrewsbury.
Oh, Shrewsbury. Okay,
Yeah.
we can make that drive. I was gonna say if you're out in Alpin, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Just go down to Darcy's a
Yeah.
couple times.
Yeah, maybe
That's true. That's
we're-
down there.
We're gonna do a March Madness competition, so maybe we can get you in for some picks and
Sure.
maybe be a part of that. That'd be
Sure.
fun.
See if it works. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Sweet.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And that's all. Ming, no, Ming's not here anymore. But thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.